히트다 히트.
히트 시즌 2.
Down here in the bottom right, the SKT Protoss. It is classic. Oh, no, they switched colors on me again. Wow. That's super, guys.
Gotcha.
And so that is super to the bottom right, but to the bottom left, we have classic.
All right, and finally
and a proxy. Is this going to be a cannon rush?
Yeah, it is. He's got a forge almost
Oh my god, I
complete.
didn't even see that. Wow, yeah. Cannon rushes are real. This is happening.
Oh my god. All right, so we're going to get a hype. This game is not probably not going to be a very long one. All right, so just now finishes, and here come the cannons.
Let's talk about this, because with this, he can't surround this with probes, so the first cannon gets up no matter what. Now, what he needs to do here is actually set up his own forge defensively, most likely, because, I mean, you can't build cannons on the high ground of a low ground pylon, but these two pylons get up, they're going to give vision. And because of the meta right now, this wall off is next to the ramp, because you have to make walls tight to deal with the depths. Cancel that first pylon, he'll cancel the second one. That cannon is going to finish. And if he gets a cannon in range of the Nexus, the game ends.
Yep, the cannon is now up. It's hitting the first and only gateway, and all of a sudden,
I think he actually just wins the game.
Classic is starting to feel the pressure.
Okay, when his core gets up, he can make a mothership core, but I don't think he'll be able to get pylons in position. He's going to commit to this for the first Zealot.
Oh,
Probe's actually fighting here.
Yeah, Zealot needs to micro backwards. He's
Zealot
actually
goes
going
down.
to lose the Zealot.
Okay, cancels one cannon, but still, he controls this zone. The mothership core can build energy, but he's going to need a pylon in range to kill these cannons. He can't leave his base either and make another Nexus, which is one of the other old strats, although he does have one probe out there. So that's something that's going to be important later on potentially, but I don't think we're going to get to that stage. A Stalker cannot outrage a cannon, but can stop cannons from going up at range. Okay, here's the photon overcharge.
One of the probes does go down there, so Super does need to preserve those, but there's the first photon overcharge. Both cannons up there. The mothership core very low.
And now he needs to use these probes right now. This is like a really critical moment here. The Stalker's out as well. It's some extra DPS.
Oh, but he loses the gateway, so that means that his build orders are very limited, and these cannons creeping closer and closer. Has Super done it? Can Classic defend?
The end game here is killing these pylons. If he can kill both pylons, he wins the game. Here's the next overcharge. That one on the left is actually going to go down
this
here.
This actually might have just held this off. The cannons are falling. The third one will not continue.
Very, very close hold.
Oh my
here.
god, I think Classic has held this.
Very close hold.
Holy cow.
Back at home, Super is building his first gateway ahead. The only thing he's missing is the core and the warp gate research. So this is a game he could still win, but it will be very, very difficult, because what's probably going to happen now is Classic is just simply going to do a gateway attack that he cannot hold, because he's going to have, first of all, he has that first Stalker, which is pretty big, right? That's already a Stalker advantage he has. Here's the first pylon going down. He's going to make a forward gate here. He's going to warp in Stalkers. He'll have the warp in advantage. And I think this is basically game over. Like, it'll take a miracle.
God Wolf, I lose to that 100% of the time.
I actually thought he was dead because I forgot they reduced the cost of the energy for photon overcharge. So I was like, well, he needs to build time for the energy, but actually, no, he just gets it instantly. Yep, this is another way you could just go with Stargate and go for a Void Ray or
let's see how much
Oracles.
you have that hits air here. All right, well, it's one cannon, but he will be able to at least drop a little bit of harass here. And yeah, just very, very limited tech options here for Super.
Now, if Classic messes up the attack, which is very unlikely, I mean, Super has to stay in this game. His tournament life and his, as you mentioned before, like he's actually out of it. If he's out of this, he doesn't have the GSL to fall back on. It's over for Pro League, so it's basically it for him for the year if he loses this game. So reasonably so, he's going to stay in this game. If Classic makes a few messy mistakes, he could win it, but this game is basically over. When you don't recover from cannon rushes. I mean, there are very few exceptions to this, but you just simply don't.
If you can get serious damage done, like you do kill the Nexus, or you kill all their forward pylons or anything, then maybe you survive.
Or a significant amount of probes,
right?
You know.
But that was definitely not the case we saw here. He's actually going to have to recall.
He doesn't have a recall energy.
No,
actually.
He doesn't.
Oops.
Okay, well, it's going to be glitter all over everything.
That's actually a pretty significant pickoff. And look at this, he's Dark Shining.
When behind
Dark Shrine. I'm like, which one of us was going to say it?
Well, we both said it, so now they have to blame more of us. Although, yeah, this is Oracle coming in. Oracle's good units, man, especially when your opponent has none.
He's denying gas mining, which is what you need for DTs. He is getting a Robo as well, so this is going to be a gateway so he can get the quick warp in. That's the count desperate. He needs quick warp in on Zios. DT, slow warp in, not going to cut it. There are sentries, oracles, and he's going to have an observer soon. This isn't going to work.
Yeah, and you can see the I was about to say observatory. What game is this? No, it is going to be the Robo coming up, and we should see an observer because he knows, hey, what are the ways I lose the game here? I'm so ahead. Let me just make sure that in case there's a Dark Shrine coming up, I'm going to be good, and he will.
Yeah, I mean, it's also like, luckily as well, the Robo is at the natural, so this is going to be right where it needs to be. We're going to see GT the second the DT takes damage. That's my prediction.
All right.
Because classic stays in games that are lost. Super does not.
Nope.
All right, wait for it. Like, all right. Let's just launch this here. Here we go.
Here we go. There's the warp gate. It's channeling.
Gonna give him quick warp. It's a nice timing with the Dark Shrine as well.
Is he actually gonna scout this though? I think he is actually gonna scout this. Yeah, the warp end's coming in, and yeah, both of those DTs, they're coming out, and it will be scouted out.
The second he takes damage, this game ends.
Oh, he could actually just have marked both of those preemptively with the Oracle. Oh, he's morphing into an Archon. What?
He's gonna stay in the game at half supply.
Okay, man. I don't know. Like,
this is not Hurricane yesterday where the Archon wins the game for him. I'm sorry.
No, that was actually just worse. Yeah, as soon as it takes damage, get out of here. Classic with the victory will advance to our final match of the night. Look for revenge.
Super, see you in 2017. It's crazy to say that in July here, but that is the current setup, the current format for Korean StarCraft right now. It's a sad tale, but it is the truth. It is where we're at. So I said at the beginning of this best of three, where there are winners, there are losers, and we saw Solar advance, but unfortunately for our Protoss player here, he is out. Super will have to try again next year.
Man, it's gonna be a long time, but for Classic, you actually, like, before you watch the games, then they looked good. We'll see how they look as we get into our final matches of the night. Coming up next.